You lean into the throttle, feeling the acceleration build as the motor spools up. Then, right as the ride gets interesting, the machine hits an invisible wall. The power cuts, the momentum flatlines, and the scooter refuses to give you another mile per hour. That sudden restriction is the speed governor. In the United States, the Consumer Product Safety Commission mandates that consumer electric scooters must not exceed 20 miles per hour under motor power alone. Manufacturers hard-code this limit into the scooter's electronics to comply with the law, shield themselves from liability, and ensure the battery and motor never generate more heat than they can safely dissipate. Rather than accepting a throttled commute, a dedicated hacking community has mapped out systematic ways to bypass these safeguards, escalating from simple button combinations to invasive hardware surgery. Overriding the governor requires the systematic dismantling of the machine's critical physical safety barriers. The lowest tier of scooter hacking exploits built-in software loopholes. On many models with an LCD display, riders can press a specific button combination to access hidden P settings, allowing them to manually dial up the factory speed cap in seconds. If the display is locked down, riders turn to location spoofing. By routing their smartphone connection through a VPN set to a different country, they trick the manufacturer's app into applying a looser regional speed limit, pushing a scooter from 15 miles per hour to over 25. These digital tricks offer instant gratification without requiring so much as a screwdriver, but they operate strictly within the boundaries of the original software, only scratching the surface of the motor's hidden capacity. Reaching the second tier requires software hijacking. Using third-party utility apps, a rider flashes custom firmware via Bluetooth. The smartphone transmits new instructions, overriding the scooter's factory programming and erasing speed restrictions. This introduces the risk of permanent hardware failure. Uploading an incompatible file or losing connection results in bricking. The controller's code becomes corrupted, leaving the electronics dead. A successful software hijack produces aggressive acceleration and higher top speeds, but it permanently voids the manufacturer warranty. You are betting a $1,000 vehicle on a single, irreversible file transfer. When software barriers prove impenetrable, riders move to Tier 3, physical mutilation of the hardware. On older models, this meant opening the deck and taking wire cutters directly to a specific looped cable that served as the physical speed limiter. On modern, high-performance machines, the most advanced and dangerous hardware alteration is known as the shunt mod. A shunt resistor is a thick, low-resistance metal block sitting on the scooter's controller board. It measures the electrical current to ensure safe limits. By soldering extra metal onto this block, riders lower its resistance. The blinded controller registers a smaller voltage drop, assumes less power is drawn, and pumps double the raw electrical current to the wheels. Hardware surgery crosses a dangerous threshold. This method forces electrical components to consume significantly more raw energy than they were physically built to withstand. Pushing double the electrical current through a sealed system generates an unmanageable volume of excess heat. The power switches inside the controller, known as MOSFETs, take the brunt of this load. Unable to dissipate the rising temperatures, they quickly melt and fail, burning out the motor windings. If the controller survives, the battery takes the hit. Overdrawing current causes severe voltage sag and rapid internal heating. The cells swell and rupture, initiating a violent thermal runaway event that is nearly impossible to extinguish. The factory speed limit acts as a precise thermal boundary. Its primary function is keeping the lithium-ion battery from self-destructing. Breaking that boundary also carries legal consequences. In most jurisdictions, pushing an electric scooter past 20 miles per hour reclassifies it as an unregistered moped or motorcycle in the eyes of the law. Riding a modified scooter on public roads leaves you liable for operating an unregistered motor vehicle without insurance. If an accident occurs, insurance companies will deny the claim, and local police can issue fines or confiscate the scooter on the spot. Riders seeking higher performance have legitimate alternatives. Keeping tires inflated to the manufacturer's recommended PSI reduces rolling resistance. Utilizing built-in sport modes maximizes torque, and upgrading to a higher voltage system provides engineered speed without the catastrophic risk. The thrill of overriding a scooter's limits provides a brief rush of adrenaline, but by subverting the governor, the price paid for that extra speed will likely be the total loss of the scooter itself.